Good evening to you. Well, it's not evening yet. But good afternoon to you. Greetings. Greatness to all you lovely people out there. You've joined me live. Thank you for being there. Thanks for taking the time and being a part of this broadcast today. It gives me pleasure. These programs that I've scheduled from this point, I would be talking directly to the president. Mano a mano. Directly to the president. So I thought, let me wear the suits I have. You know, I have to let the president know that he's special. Because if I'm at the cabinet of President Irfan Ali, friend or no friend, he would not allow me to come in there with just a t-shirt. He would say, hey man, are you that cheap you can't buy a suit? So I'm making him understand that I'm not that cheap. I'm wearing a suit. A blazer with a tie and a shirt. Don't forget President Ali, I'm the one who used to wear the suits. I am the one who used to wear the ties and the blue shirt. That was my thing. I notice you're wearing it. But understand, suits were my thing. In your thing. Anyway. Welcome to the program. Welcome to the broadcast. On this platform, I am Dr. Love Persaud, Uncensored. Your precious gift. Remember Persaud. Persaud means precious gift. Taken from the word Persaud or Persaud. The sweet food that you prepare when you have your jandi or your puja. And you offer that as Thanksgiving. So the name Persaud came out of that. Something sweet. I'm sweet. I'm something sweet. And your precious gift. So therein lies Dr. Love Persaud, Uncensored. I can't be censored. If I'm censored, these guys wouldn't take me serious. I can't be censored. I can't just paint a good picture. And let me remind you, from President Trump, let's deal with him for a while. He became the most popular president in American history. Why do you think so? Why do you think he has become that? Because he's Mr. Nice Guy? Because he talks with a dictionary? Because he has to consult with somebody to find out, hey, can I use this word? Can you write this sentence for me? No. He became the most famous man right now on the planet, the most popular American president in history. Why do you think so? Because he is uncensored. He don't give a shit. He just says whatever comes to his mind, he just let it out. And guess what? Because he is such a man that does not allow his tongue to be tamed or controlled or censored, the whole world bows before him. He got 70% of the American votes. 77 plus million people likes the way he speaks. If he has to say fuck, he says it. If he has to say jerk and asshole and stupid, he says it. Anywhere. Because he's a billionaire? No, because that's who he is. Being yourself is what gets you recognized. He is not pretensive. He's not theatrical. He says it like it is, and that's why I love the guy. So guess what? I'm not running for office. I am not a politician. If I were a politician, I'll get a better shirt. I'll get a nice, the one that's stiff. This is worn out. You see, when it's worn out, it gets weak and old, and yeah, so I have to press it, and I was in a rush, so I didn't get a chance to do anything. Anyway, I have to say it like it is. I can't polish things. I can't just edit it and put some nice chutney and some seasoning and some sugar and honey. No. People don't take you serious when you are too nice. There are those who might be critical, but at the end of the day, they realize that, hey, you know what? The message is important. It's not how it is delivered, but the content of the message. That's what's important. It can't be delivered to suit every individual person watching and listening. Impossible. So when I'm delivering my message, consider the message, not how I deliver it, but what it contains. That's what's important. So yes, words were invented by mankind, across all platforms. Consider social media, Facebook. The whole day, sex. The whole day, sexualizing, even not sexualizing kids, it's women, it's the whole day. And that is trending. Those kind of videos and posts get a lot of likes, a lot of shares, a lot of views, because when you are there in your quiet moment, in your privacy, with your telephone, there is nobody else looking but you and the spirits or God, and you are on your telephone and you see something with a sexual tone shows up on your phone there. Are you telling me? Let's be real here. Are you telling me that you scroll past? Is that what you're telling me? You will see something that suggests two people are having sex on Facebook, and you're going to scroll past it? Is that what you're telling me? Come on, man. Come on, man. Don't try to play me like that. Come on, man. You ain't going to scroll past it. You click on it. You want to see what's happening. That's it. Because you click on it, that's what takes up the views of that thing. Now, how many of you share all them nonsense from PNC people? How many of you? You're pissed off, you're angry, because you know it's a lie. You know they're pushing racism, they're pushing prejudice, they're pushing division. You know that because you saw it, you read it. But in your mood, in the moment of you being angry, you click share. You comment to the top. Look at these losers. And you share because you want other people to see how stupid they are. But guess what? When you click out of your anger and you share, you're sharing that so that all the people on your page sees what is pissing you off. That's more views for the people who are pissing you off. You get the point? So, I have to piss off people too, because I want people to watch my stuff. I want people to share my videos because they're pissed off, because they're angry. I want to piss you off. I want to. Please allow me to piss you off. I have to. Then you're going to share my video. You're going to comment how much I pissed you off. And your friends will know that you commented on my video. And they were like, what? Let me see what he's commenting on. that increases my views. And increasing the views increases the followers and the likes on Facebook. You get the point? Now that's the reason why the PNC people are creating chaos on social media. That's why they are pissing off the government and the supporters of the government, because they want the supporters of the government to be angry with them and type a comment and cuss them, and then share their propaganda with other supporters of the government. And before you know it, their views builds. That's what they want. Now, I'm not here to piss off PNC people. They are immune to that. You can't piss off ugly. Impossible. Because when they look at themselves in the mirror every day, they are reminded that all the things that's been said about them is true. So what can I possibly say that will piss them off? Nothing. They are a walking piss off. But the people I want to piss off are the good people. Because the good people now, when they're angry, they're going to think and say, okay, Dr. Love is a smart guy, he's intelligent, but he's human too. He's also human. So if he says fuck and shit and asshole sometimes, the people that he's saying it to, they deserve that. So I'm going to share the video to say, bravo, Dr. Love, cuss on, cuss on. Now, my viewers, the good people of the world and Guyana, that's what you do. Be angry with me, but share the video. Because at the end of the day, you know you still love me. Either way, you still love me. And that's good for me. Because all them thousands of messages you're sending me, that's not messages to tell me that you hate me. If I should translate, let me tell you this. I'll get to the point, don't worry. I have to, serenade you before I get to the main music, because I need to build up the views. But listen to me. If every morning when I turn my phone on and I see the messages, the pending messages, or people, Facebook has a way of saying someone wants to send you a message, or spam messages. When I see that number on the messenger there to say you have so many pending messages, if I can take that to the bank every morning, in 1 month, I can build a studio, a proper studio. I can do that. If I can cash in all them blessings and Lakshmi messages and sweet love and romance texts, if I can cash all that in every morning at the bank, I can give you a live show every day, comfortably. I don't have to stress my mind about anything else. I can focus just on serving you, the people. If I can translate the messages into cash. That is to tell you how many of you are pouring out your blessings to me every day. That's because I piss you off. If I don't piss you off, you wouldn't send me nice texts. You wouldn't. You'd be bored. You will be bored to hell. So I have to. And today, I plan to piss off the president himself. That's why I wear the suit. So he knows I'm talking to him. Directly. President Ali, I'm going to piss you off today on this live. So stay tuned. I'm not in the air conditioning. It's a bit warm, but I still have to get my throat, because I don't plan on touching on Norton today, but you never know. You never know. You can cross your mind. You never know. And this tie is a protection against the supporters of the PNC. This is a protection against them because their religion is obeah, and they're constantly sending obeah and witchcraft. So when they're watching me and they're crossing their fingers and they're reciting whatever, this is the protection. So they know, you know. President Ali, I think by now you understand what my mandate is, what my objective is in all these lives and videos that I'm doing. I think by now you understand that. My number one concern for Guyana and Guyanese is security. The security of Guyanese. I'm not just talking about the Venezuela threat. That will always be there. They will find some way to keep that alive. Somehow. Even if they get rid of Maduro, not even if, even when, and I think this year, I strongly think this year, Maduro would be ousted. 2025, before the end of this year, I think he will be ousted. That is Maduro, Nicolas Maduro of Venezuela. This year is his last year. I think. I have that feeling, you know, I have that intuition that he's gone this year. 2025, before December, he's out. But there will always be some Maduro. There will always be some Maduro in Venezuela that will use this whole Guyana situation, Essequibo situation, to get a certain attention and support from a certain group of Venezuela. It's politics. It's a good distraction, and they use it. It's not an issue that will just go under. It wouldn't just go under, regardless. The same way, President Ali, the opposition party of Guyana, Aubrey Norton, he has a lot in common with Maduro. He has a lot in common with Maduro. Aubrey Norton has a lot in common with Nicolas Maduro, except for the fact that Maduro is better looking. But in terms of their animosity, in terms of their malicious thinking and behavior, in terms of their plans and their vision and their dreams towards bringing devastation, destruction, poverty, instability in Guyana, yes, they have that in common, Maduro and Aubrey Norton. They both hate women. Maduro hates women and Aubrey Norton hates women, especially black women. Yeah, Aubrey Norton hates black women. Hates black women to, I can't find another word. I was going to use the other one, but I'll stick to being the suit me. This is why I have to be nice. I can't cuss in a suit. But Aubrey Norton hates women. The PNC hates women, and that was from their leader, their god, the Obeah King, Burnham. He hated women, and he passed the legacy on to all the persons who assumed the chairmanship or the leadership of the party. Yeah, you have to hate women. So they are possessed by the spirit of the demon king. They hate women. But President Ali, we know, I said it before, you were so sensitive to women's feelings that you were pissed with me for breaking the girl's heart back in the day. That's how sensitive you are towards women's feelings and their needs. That's good. But you're a man now. You can't be so sensitive to women. You are a man now, and plus you have a wife. Okay? All that playboy thing ain't good for a president. You have a wife, sir. And you're president. The women know, the women of Guyana know. They know that you love women. I'm not suggesting that you're a cheater. I'm just saying that you have a soft spot for women. That's good. We get it. We get it. I understand that. Don't worry. They'll vote for you. That's what you have. That's the edge you have over Norton or the PNC. You see, I'm not talking about the others because they are not relevant. I cannot include certain characters on my live to use valuable time to include some of these figures and characters. They're not important. They're not important. So Norton is lucky that I'm calling his name. He's lucky. He should send me a check for calling his name. Because to call Norton's name, you have to entertain Norton in your head. To entertain Aubrey Norton, it's a headache. It's like you get hit by ugliness and it shifts your head. To entertain him, and then you have to speak his name. So Norton, you should send me a check. Because I'm entertaining you. It means that you have some amount of relevance to my subjects. So President Ali, you have that over him. You're better looking. You're slicker. You have a kind heart. A generous soul. You know how to hug women. And you are a sweet talker. So yes. And you got a presentable face. So yes. Lucky you. Aubrey Norton is not that lucky. Luck alone can't give him that kind of privilege. He needs a reformation. Jesus has to come back and die again just for Norton. For him to be eligible for what you, President Ali, is already experiencing. Jesus got to come again. I ain't going to come just for Norton. That's Satan's boy. So women have your back, President Ali. You need to understand that. The men are there for various reasons, but women have your soul. I am sure women in Guyana will take a bullet for you, sir. They will protect you. They'll be better security guards or bodyguards to you than the men that are there. The women love you. This is why you need, I've said before, to stop taking the Indians for granted. No, I'm telling you, stop taking the women for granted. They don't have a choice. There is no other choices in Guyana when it comes to running the country. None. They would not look at Norton's face and vote for him. Women like a pretty face. They don't even mind if you have femininity about you. As long as your face is pretty, they look at you. Because they say all the guys with pretty faces, they have some homosexual tendencies. Yes, Norton, you are out of that. You are 100% man. You don't have any issue where that's concerned. Nobody can ever look at you and think that you have something, some inclination whatsoever. Homosexuality. Even to the homos, you got to be attractive. So you're out the picture. But for rituals, for obia, dancing with the devil, Aubrey Norton, you are qualified. You have all the physical characteristics and descriptions for that. This is why when they had that recent unfortunate case, the first set of people to shout out ritual killing, witchcraft, and obeah, first set, were not the parents of that child, the supporters of the PNC. Because they're used to that. That's their daily life. Their daily life is, if something is wrong, go to the obeah man. And a lot of them are Christians. Like I said before, a lot of the black people in Guyana are Christians. Yet these Christians, when they have issues, when their children commit crimes, or when they're sleeping with somebody's husband, or want to take somebody's wife, I'm talking about the Negroes. They don't go asking Jesus for favors. They don't go to the pastor and say, Pastor, listen now, I want you to pray for my boy, he's in, or Pastor, listen, I want to take that man's wife, or Pastor, I want to take that woman's husband. No. They're going to the obeah man and obeah woman. That's where they're going. They're sneaking in, crawling, and they're going and paying big bucks. Paying big bucks to get some spell to find the man's wife and find the woman's husband or kill somebody. That's what the Negroes are doing. Again, because I have to keep saying this because they are so sensitive, I am not referring to the true, honest, law-abiding black people of Guyana, Afro-Guyanese. I'm not talking to the PPP supporters. The Afro-Guyanese PPP supporters, I'm not talking to you. You need to understand that. I'm not talking to you. I'm talking to the PNC supporters who like to rub their hands, in the obeah and the witchcraft, and I'm talking to them. So the PNC supporters, the PPP supporters that are Afro-Guyanese, namaste. Okay? Yes. So President Ali, the fact that I've said to you that you have the support of the women in Guyana, and more specifically, Indian women, think about them. Think about them. You see, the Democrats in America, the black ones, they don't say, teach him to fish. They say, give him a fish. When he's hungry tomorrow, give him another one. But never teach him how to fish. They don't say that. They say, give him the fish. Keep giving the charity. Give. And keep them dumbfounded. Always dependent on the state. Welfare, social services. That's the Democrats, who are mainly blacks in America. The mentality for the typical black person is to sit down, do nothing, and God will provide. Manna will fall from heaven and give him food every day. That's the typical Negro. Not to go out and make and create the food, but to sit and wait because they think they deserve the food from your house that you worked hard for, that you saved your money and buy. They deserve that. But not to work and struggle and sacrifice like you, but to get the end of your sacrifice, the results. They think they deserve that. While everybody else understands if a man don't work, he can't eat. If you don't save, you can't get rich. If you don't make sacrifices and investment, you're poor. Only the black man thinks miracles happen to make you rich. He's the only one. Everybody else knows you have to earn. You have to build wealth. You have to save. You have to sacrifice. You have to invest. You have to take risks. Everybody else knows that. The Chinese know that. The Indian knows that. The European knows that. But the black man doesn't know that. He doesn't know that. So if he can't get what you have, steals it, robs you, because he don't have the time and patience to work for it. He sees an opportunity after you would have saved and worked for 10 years, 20 years. And now you go into the bank to say, hey, I've saved this amount of money. Lend me some money on this because I want to open a factory. He's going to lure you. From the time you reach the bank, he's going to snatch you. In the blink of an eye, all your savings gone. Just like that. Because he don't have the patience to save for 10 years or 20 years. Nah, he wants it now. So he would steal and rob and kill, risking his own life because he thinks he deserves what you have without the efforts you made. That's the typical Negro, mostly the PNC people. But sadly, when they were in office, they didn't represent that because they made their people suffer, beg, steal, and struggle. So that belief, they themselves did not embrace it. President Ali, while you are there to serve the entire country, which is remarkable, you should. You were elected to serve the country and your government. The buck stops with you. I don't give a shit which loser minister is not doing their job. I don't give a shit which asshole thinks because he may have done some favor, he can just go slow and be idled. I don't care about that. Nobody elected ministers. You selected them, President. You selected them. The public didn't. The Indian people who voted for you, sir, did not choose your the ministers of your cabinet. Though you may have had them on a list, and yeah, they're all PPP supporters, but people weren't too mindful of who was on the list. They weren't mindful of that. You were the person they voted for. You, President Ali. Everybody knew you were the presidential candidate and they voted for you. If Mustafa or Ramson or any of the other ministers, if they were presidential candidate, PNC would have won. PNC would have won. But people voted for you. You were the threat that PNC was trying to shut down. See, they try to get you locked up. They invented all these charges, these 9 charges, and used their judges and their supporters to try to get you out of the race, because they know that the only person that could beat them was you. You, President Ali, you were the threat. They try to get rid of you, right? So the Guyanese public voted for President Irfan Ali, Muhammad Irfan Ali. Now you were the one they voted for. They don't care about your ministers or your cabinet. They're least interested in how they are functioning or not functioning. The buck stops with you, sir. With you. So you need to stop playing footsie with the ministers for whatever favors they may have done or donations their families or they may have made. Cut that out. Let them understand All of them. Listen, man. The Guyanese people voted for me. I'm the one they voted for. I am president. I told them they could trust me and my decisions. So if I appoint you as a minister of a specific ministry, I'm doing it on behalf of the Guyanese people. If you fuck up, they would be asking me questions, not you. Because they trust my judgments to put you where you are. And I'm telling you, you are there for a specific purpose. Do the purpose you are there for. We ain't friends. I'm the president. I'm not your friend. I am your boss. I ain't your brother or your cousin. I am your boss. So as your boss, I'm saying there's a long list of people I can replace you with. So if you as a minister don't function, and if I have to pick up my phone and call you 3 times about the job you should be doing, the last call I'm telling you, get the fuck out. That's the last call. So if the first warning I'm saying, listen, brother or sister, listen. If any of you were there on the list in 2020 for the elections, PPP would have lost. But because I, Muhammad Irfan Ali, was on the list as a presidential candidate, Guyana knew they were electing their hero, their savior. That's what they did. Don't make me look bad, because I need them to elect me again. So your stupidity will cost me as president. And you know I love women. I don't want to break their hearts. I never tolerate men breaking women's heart. And you are making it seem like that's what I'm doing, running this country, breaking the hearts of the women of Guyana. I can't afford to do that, you idiots. President Ali, that's how you talk to these people. Because if they walk around thinking that you're a little boy, and they're older than you, and they might have been in the party longer than you, it's bullshit. You're president. They're not. So age or party timeline is not an excuse for them not to carry out your mandate for the country. The manifesto of the party coming up to the elections. It's of no consequence to you how long they're there. If they drank wine with Chetty or whoever it is, you are the president now. And their loyalty, their obedience, the respect is to you as the president. They can't perform, show them the door. Bring somebody else in. What are they going to do? You think they'll join the PNC? Oh yeah, Kemraj did. Dagamutu did. What's his name? Moses Nagamutu? Is it yeah. They did, and some others. Yeah, I get it. Well, let them go there. Get rid of them. Say, hey, the PNC has open doors. They'll welcome you. They're not taking Indian votes for them. Don't worry. The only reason why, first of all, I think it was rigged. Anyway, but the reason why they had an issue with the votes in 2015 is because you slept. You and Jagdeo and Ramata slept. You did got fat. You did got a lot of weight. So I guess you were so comfortable. You kept eating and overeating, and you were not exercising with the Guyanese people. You think, they ain't going anywhere. We have them. They taught you a lesson. They taught you a lesson. Don't make that mistake again. Don't make it again. You just have a few months. May, June, July, August, September, October, November. 8 months. 8 months to fix this. 8 months. If you screw this up, President Ali, I'm going to join the PPP and I'll be the presidential candidate. If you screw this up. But if you win the elections in November, I can't make promises right now, but I'll figure something out. But right now you'll win. I'm just trying to, push you a bit so you don't get too comfortable. Berbice. Berbice is a transit point. It's a city, it's a town. Just like Georgetown, Essequibo, Linden, Berbice is a town. I'm starting with Berbice. Berbice has massive acres and acres and acres and acres of wasteland. Wasteland. Fertile wasteland. You do not have the population size in Berbice to populate by housing all the land Berbice has. You don't have it. Instead, what do? As you already would know, you're the president. You know that. You have a minister of agriculture. Guyana, when Chetty spoke on many occasions, he said Guyana should not import anything to eat. Nothing. Guyana has enough land space to feed the Caribbean, Europe, North America. Enough land space. Chetty said that. And from Chetty's time to now, how has the population of Guyana grown? How much is added on? What is the size? What's the ratio of growth of the Guyana population from Chetty to now? Basically the same size. Sadly, a lot of people ran away during 2015, 2020. They ran away. They're coming back now. Guyana still manages the same population in Chetty's time. Same population. Which means the same amount of land Chetty was talking about then still exists. It's still there now. If you realize, for all these years, no significant development came when it comes to agriculture sector, private investors and so on, from then to now, because maybe the capacity is not there in Guyana or the investors aren't interested, then what is there to do? You're going to convert all that land into house lots? How much houses can you build? You build 800,000. Let's say you build 200,000 houses. 200,000 houses. You build that. And you distribute it to 200,000 Guyanese individual, because one person alone can get a house. You can't give one house to three persons. One. What happens the next 2 years? You will have to keep building 200 house lots, 200 houses every 5 years. Because why? That couple that you gave, that man or woman that you gave that first house to, she may have kids. They will grow up and they will apply for houses too. It will never end. You have to keep pumping money into the housing sector, because people will always need houses. Always. That's not something you can solve. You cannot solve that problem. And investing those billions into the housing sector, the government doesn't benefit. How does the government benefit? You give the house out, people pay off the cheap rates that you give for that house, they're done with you. They're finished with you. It's not rental. You're not renting it. So you have an income. You build, you give, they pay off, done with you. You have not recovered the investment. The government is always at a deficit. Always. And to fill that hole, you got to borrow money. You have to raise taxes. I am saying, enough with the building of houses. Enough. You can build 5,000 houses per year. 5,000, or maybe just, but keep it minimal. Keep it minimal. If you have the capital, which in Guyana has the capital, you have the capital. Invest the capital in the infrastructure of the country. Invest it in the infrastructure of the country. From day one, I said, from day one, when you announced this cash grant thing, I said it was a bad idea. From day one, I said it. It was a bad idea. That's what I said. From day one. But you are a lover of women. You feel for mothers. You feel for families. You give it out. But President Ali, what do you think they do with that money? What do you think they did with it? They hold parties. They buy clothing. Some buy illegal guns to go rob again. They do nothing constructive with that money. And within a few days, it's done. It's finished. They're hungry again, looking to you. When is the next paycheck? That's a typical person there. You should not have done that. Give the money. Or keep giving it out. Now they're getting money to make children. By nature, President Ali, by circumstance. People who are underdeveloped, people who lack motivation, who has no skills, they have no particular interest in making an impact on society. Those people, the ghetto people, what do you think they do with their time? They fuck and get pregnant. They have nothing else to do. They get some free rum or some free drugs. They get high. They have sex. They get pregnant. They make the baby. After 3 months, they get sex. They get pregnant again. They make the baby. Within 5 years, they have 6 kids. But they would have gotten 600,000 Ghana dollars in that time. And nothing to show for it. You still have to fund raising the kid, fund child support, all of that. It never ends. They just make babies because the government is giving them money. That's what they do. They do it in other countries. But if the government tones it down to say, listen, free education, so you have no excuse for being stupid. We give you grants so you can get the uniform and other stuff to go to the school. Take that money, President Ali, and buy, like you did before, like the Chetty and the others did before, a fleet of buses from India. School buses. So the parents don't have to dish money out to send their kids to school. Transportation. They go safe, they come safe. Buy a fleet of buses from India. Don't ask for it for free. Don't ask India to donate anything, man. You have money. Use the money And instead of giving these people grants and grants and grants and grants and grants, take the money and invest it, buy the buses from India, pay them for it. Enough with the free stuff. Let the world see that Guyana can service itself. No more donations and begging and getting fund. No, none of that stuff. You have the money. Look at what you're doing with the money. You're giving it to the citizens so they can eat and eat and eat and eat and eat, and then they cuss and cuss and cuss and cuss and cuss you after. Enough of that shit. Buy the buses from India, bring it to Guyana, let the government, the Ministry of Transportation, deal with that. You hire drivers, educated drivers, screen them properly, and they would chauffeur the school children. Every county, free transportation for school children and teachers. Free. Well, every time you're giving grants and grants and grants and grants, stop the whole grant thing, man. There is enough jobs in Guyana for them to work for that 100,000. They can earn it every month, not just once a year. Earn it every month. But they provide a service. They work, they provide a service for that. As the ideas come, I'm saying it, but I want to stick to my script. Not a script. Don't think that somebody sent me some script. Not a script, but my thought pattern. So when I'm dealing with Berbice, Berbice is a transit point. You have a lot of tourists that comes to Guyana via Berbice. South Drain from Suriname. They come from all over the world. They travel through Suriname to Guyana through Berbice. Thousands of people every day. Thousands. When they hit Berbice, like when they hit Chedijigan International Airport at there, when they hit Berbice, it's welcome to Dubai, Guyana. When they hit Berbice, they must be in awe. They must be blown away. It's like, wow. We don't want to leave here. We don't need to get to Georgetown. We are going to spend our vacation right here in Berbice. Why do they have to go through that extra boring long drive from Berbice all the way to Georgetown for some entertainment, for some beauty, when Berbice has all the potential to be transformed like the investment you're making in Georgetown? Look at the investment you're making in Georgetown. Make it in Berbice. Because the occupants in Georgetown, look at what they're doing. So many ghettos, criminals. They are distasteful for that city. Root them out. Remove the ghettos from Georgetown and send them somewhere. There is a bad sight for the city. You have Berbice, one of the peaceful towns in Guyana. Make it beautiful. Make it great. People shouldn't be driving around at night so they have no street lights, no proper street lights. They can get into accident or somebody can mug them and rob them. Yeah, because criminals come from Georgetown into Berbice to commit crime. They make that trip because they understand that the security systems in Berbice, in quarantine there, Berbice, is not that strict. And because they have a lot of Indians living in Berbice, and they know that Indians like to save their money, they take the trip. Those thugs, they take the trip to Berbice to rob the innocent people there. Invest some of your attention in Berbice. Invest it. Give them proper lighting. You don't want to pressure the national grid. Yeah. You don't want to pressure the national grid because of the booming economy. You need the electricity for certain things. But We are in 2025. You have Georgetown, almost all of the street lights is solar. The West Coast also, solar, powered by solar. Do it all over the country. You don't need GPL's electricity to power the street lights. You have solar. All the streets in Berbice, the whole Berbice region, all the streets should have street lights, all the streets, because people are living everywhere. They should have street lights that are working, solar, so that people can feel safe at nights. The second thing I want to talk about Berbice is the population there is large, and they are mainly PPP supporter. For heaven's sake, Chetty came from there. Ann Barrett. That should be one of the best towns in Guyana, Berbice. You, President Ali, you came from West Coast. Essequibo. Not Georgetown. So why is your effort so focused on building Georgetown? Why? Because your office is there? Then move it. Take it to the West Coast. Berbice is the first place that people experience in Guyana when they come from other countries via South Drain. They must be blown away. Blown away. The best roads, the best infrastructure, the best security. Equip the department. Put more police there. Build more police stations there. Build more fire stations there. And please, in terms of the fire, you have any idea how much you can equip the fire department with them cash grants you give out? How much was the cash grants? How much billions? You know how much fire trucks you can buy with that? You know how much you can increase the fire service salary so they can function better? You know how much hydroforge you can implant in the street corners, wherever, with that kind of money? You start them with a cash grant, I get it. I get it. But you can stop it. The money is diverted towards infrastructure. You're telling me that people prefer to have that money and live a life that they're not safe? That's what they prefer? To have the money just to eat and it's done, than for the government spend money on their security? I say fuck it. Let them complain. You gave so much and still they complain. Look at what they did in Tushin there. They just got that 100,000. Just got that 100,000. Plus all the other grants. Just got it. Look at what they did. The same people that you gave that money to, thinking you're doing a service to the country. Look at the service they did to you and your government. Look at what they're doing on social media against you and your government. But at the same time, you're giving them love. But they're giving you continued hate. So make your heart tough and do infrastructure. All the land that Berbice has, I understood Berbice was a coconut palace, paradise. Along the road corners, you see so many coconut trees. And the land is fertile. Look at these places that are dealing with coconut. When you buy coconut milk, the powder, it's coming from Taiwan. And not all the time you can tell that that's coconut milk. That's coconut powder. They could be mixing it with something else. Taiwan, China, India. You're buying coconut milk and coconut powder from those countries. And they barely have the land to farm the coconut. You have so much land in Berbice. So much land. If the government, if the people don't have the capital, give them the capital. If they don't have the know-how, then do like what Donald Trump is doing, like what China has done. They say, listen, come into the country, build your factories in the country, hire our people, and you don't pay any taxes. But when you are exporting, you pay the export taxes, and it's made in Guyana. Because the Guyanese would own half of your company and you own the other half. But you can come and build for free. We gave you the land. You make your products here. You make all your raw, you make all you take all your raw materials from here. You don't import anything. We have everything. And you export it using made in Guyana stamp. Tell the companies to go. You have enough land in Berbice that Elon Musk can build a Tesla plant there and manufacture Tesla cars made in Guyana. You have enough land. Give it out to investors for agriculture, for manufacturing. Give it out. You know how many Guyanese are in the US with big, huge factories? There are a lot of Guyanese billionaires that are making stuff in China. Tell them to come to Guyana. Say, listen, come to Guyana. Bring your factories there. We have all the land. You just choose where you want. We give, don't sell. Don't eat up for this shit. Don't sell land to investors. You lease it to them. It's already hard for those people to ship their stuff to the country. They have to pay to bring their stuff. Then they have to build their factories. Don't sell land. The lands are there wasting. Nobody's using it. It's wasting. And if an investor wants to come and build a factory, you're going to sell it? Don't sell the land. Give it to the people to come and build their factories. You build the infrastructure. Give them all the infrastructure from the government side. Let them come and build their factories. They hire Guyanese workers. They take their loans from Guyanese banks, whatever it is. But you give the land free on lease. Don't sell it. Because I heard some issue the other day with one of the companies, a developer. There is a big scandal with the man who got some land from the government to build some apartments or things like that. And something like the man exchanged a house in New York, and it created a whole big scam, big scandal. If the developer, if you have government land, regardless prime or non-prime, all of these fucking titles just to raise the price. Prime land, prime real estate, prime this. Just to raise the price. Land is land. Land is land. You just have to make the area a prime location because of who you have living there. If you have a bunch of thugs and low lives, it doesn't matter where you live, they'll make it into a ghetto. But if developers want to come in Guyana and invest their money to build houses and sell it to Guyanese at a low interest or a low cost, why would you sell the developer the land? Lease it. You lease the land. Because the people aren't going to sell it anyway. They build the houses, the Guyanese get it cheap, and the government save the money. So the government don't have to be building cheap houses everywhere. They get quality houses. Don't sell the land, man. The land belongs to the country, not the government. You are there to manage. Give it for free. They have the capital. You have the capital. Can I see? Okay, good. What's your plan? Okay, this is the deal. We allocate so many acreage. You build the houses. You sell it at this cost to the Guyanese people. Case closed. Case closed. But when it comes to Berbice, give Berbice more attention, Mr. President. That's your base. They're the farmers. They're the manufacturers. Give them more attention. Why every time they have to go all the way to Georgetown? Why? If they need some health care, they need to have a specific surgery or whatever it is, they got to go all the way. Look at the distance. Pretty soon you have to have planes that fly from Berbice to Georgetown. You have to have airports that can take people fast. Or trains. That was a good thing with the bridge. That was good. But everything you have in the city, Georgetown, and Georgetown is largely PNC. PNC owns Georgetown. They own the people in Georgetown. They're mainly black in Georgetown. And you are investing most of your time and energy trying to please the people that hates you. Build Essequibo. Build Berbice. Build the west coast of Demerara. Focus on these areas that has a large concentration of human beings. You spend all your effort in Georgetown, but still, when people go to Georgetown, they're robbed, they're mugged, they're murdered, they're raped, and you can't find the criminals. Can't find the criminals. So much you have done for that region there. With all the security, with all the... Ease the focus there for now. And focus on Berbice. Give them better security systems and equip them with weapons. Give the household, every household should have a gun. A firearm, licensed firearm. They should go to get the necessary training, the gun weapon training. They should check in with the department every 3 months to monitor the uses. You know what needs to happen. You know, I don't need to tell you that. You know what needs to happen. But at the end of the day, like I said, at the end of the day, President, focus on the areas that made you president. They made you president. The infrastructure is good for the economy. Don't be distracted by all the complaining of the PNC and their followers. How much can you give? There's something that the vice president said some time ago that I thought was brilliant. Well, Barra Jagde is brilliant. He's a genius. Like I said, he's the greatest politician in Guyana ever lived. Chetty is the father of the nation. But Barra Jagde is he said, and I quote, "We from the PPP, we don't borrow to eat. We borrow to invest." Beautiful, man. Barra Jagde, when I heard you made such a statement, I'm like, this is a mastermind, man. This is a masterclass of a statement. I mean, I've heard it before, but not on that level. We don't borrow to eat. We borrow to invest. That's the Indian mentality. But the African mentality, they borrow to eat. A birthday party, a party, to buy clothing, to buy something, they borrow money for that. But never to invest. The mentality of the PPP, if we have to borrow money, it's to invest. Now you don't have to borrow money. You have it. So instead of giving it out to eat, invest it in infrastructure. Build a bridge across the Suriname-Guyana River there, Berbice. You speed up infrastructure. Speed up the economy. Give the Berbicians concrete road across the Quarantine Burbis area, concrete road. Every street should be concrete. Every street should have street light. And lights that are working. People must feel safe in Berbice, in every part of the country, because you have these low-life cockroaches that are finding their ways to Berbice, Essequibo, and West Coast, and all these areas, and are robbing the people. But if the people have guns, if the household have guns, and you have the vigilante groups, and everybody in the vigilante groups, they're armed, not with cutlasses, because those thugs ain't coming with cutlasses, they're coming with guns. So you give the guns to the Indians in the vigilante groups and in the household so they can protect themselves and their families. Security is number one. That's my concern. The land, bring the investors. Tell them, hey, come to Guyana, build your bicycles, build your motorcycles, build your cars. Let's do the pineapple thing. Pineapple juices, orange juices, all kinds of juices. You have the rice industry, you have the sugarcane industry. Let them come in their large numbers, build their factories in Guyana. You give them the land in Guyana, they farm it there, they manufacture it there, they harvest it there, and they ship it from there to other countries. They don't take the raw product from Guyana to their country. You're making everything here. Everything you make here, you ship out the finished product made in Guyana. Give the land out. Enough with the building of houses. You're wasting government money. That would not suffice. They'll never be satisfied. But you know how they'll be satisfied? When they have a job to go to. A job that pays them. They will take pride that they built their houses themselves. They used their hard-earned cash and bought their houses. They can boast. They say, hey, I ain't get nothing free from the government. I bought my house. I bought my own house with my money. I saved my money and I buy my house. That is something that makes you proud. Pride. You get that boost. That's self-confidence. But if everything is free, they wouldn't value it. They wouldn't value it. It's like a woman. No disrespect, ladies. If I don't mention you, I'm not Professor Love. I have to mention you. Like women. They are not going to use their salary that they're working for to buy junk food or buy that expensive iPhone. No. But their husband's money, his money, is what they will take and give their relatives. They'll take his money and buy their friends a gift. They'll take his money and go to Burger King, McDonald's. I don't know the fast food places. I don't eat fast food. But you get the point. Women don't spend their own money. They save it. They spend your money as a man. That's the general idea with people. So President Ali, you keep giving them free money, that's what they would waste on stupid. But if you give them jobs and they have to work and earn that money, they're going to manage it well. Because they value their sweat. They value their efforts. They are proud that they have a skill, they're smart, and they can make investment. And speaking of skill, what's wrong with the technical schools? Because back in the day, the schools used to have a technical section where they teach all of these technical skills. Painting, electricity, carpentry, and all these things. What happened to that? What happened to that? Are the kids that lazy these days that they don't have that department anymore? What happened to the home economics, where they teach people home management, cooking, doing all these things that are essential for every household, every individual? What happened to that? What happened to the PE? The physical exercise? What happened to all those lessons that were, and still is essential to a wholesome being? What happened to all that? What is it now? AI? technology, and you make a bunch of robots that has no feeling. That's why they do all the nonsense they're doing right now. They have lost connection with their soul and humanity. So hey, in wrapping up this edition, I need to see President Ali. I need to see zero crime in Guyana. Zero. Because I want you to bring back the death penalty. Kill them niggas who killing people. I want the death penalty to come back. Be it electrocuting, the firing squad, or hanging. Bring back capital punishment for crimes that require capital punishment. If they attempt to kill someone to the point where the person is disfigured, they lose an arm, they cannot function normally anymore, the perpetrator should be put to death by the state. Any attempted murder that ended up with somebody can't living their lives normally anymore, the perpetrator should be put to death by the state. Crimes, robbery underarm, the perpetrators should have life imprisonment, life sentences, imprisonment. If they murder, if they kill another person, I'm not talking self-defense. If they premeditatively go and kill, take the life of someone else, when they're caught, their lives should be taken by the state. The death penalty. That's what I want to see. I also want to see free health care across the board. Free. Look at Lenora, Sheriff's General Hospital. I heard something the other day that the business is suffering. Why should it be suffering? The state should subsidize every hospital. Subsidize them, keep them alive. Subsidize the hospital, the hospital sector. So instead of giving all these grants, give people their hospital card, and with that, they can access free health care, regardless. Free. And the state reimburses the hospitals and the doctors. But nobody should have to worry about paying a consultant fee when they go to see a doctor. You have the card. The card is unlimited. Unlimited. Regardless of the medical situation. I ain't talking sex change. I'm talking natural medical needs. It should be free. Nobody should pay when it comes to the medical needs, be it optical, eye care, or gynecologist, or general physician, whatever it is. From the baby stage to the retirement stage, healthcare must be free. Every hospital should be kept open. People must be investors must be encouraged to invest in the medical sector in Guyana. People must be encouraged to pursue medical training in Guyana because there is business there. You can't have a hospital going out. What the fuck? How is it? How a hospital can go out of business? How can a hospital go out of business? That's like a restaurant going out of business. If a restaurant is free, it will never go out of business. So if the government subsidizes the hospital, you are subsidizing the university, right? You are giving subsidies to the university. You stop the subsidies because it's free now. I mean, you stop the student fees. Now you're giving subsidies to the university. And more people are enrolling in the university because it's free. What is stopping you from giving subsidies to hospitals? Private, public, it doesn't matter. Healthcare is healthcare. Give subsidies to all the hospitals. Encourage people to build hospitals, to invest in the hospitals, because the government will subsidize every health need. Then your citizens would be healthier. They wouldn't be so stressed and depressed, worried about paying a hospital bill, because the government is going to take care of the bill. You think people can fake a sickness just to get the money? Nobody fakes a sickness. When they go to the hospital, they're really sick. They really need that medical attention. So the subsidy that's going to the hospital is not a waste of money. That's investing in your citizens. So keep all the hospitals open and running. That should be something that is passed as a law in the parliament. The government subsidizes health care across the board. Nobody pays for health care anymore. Across the board. Free health care. Do it in your government. Remember, the devil is listening to you. I said the devil listens to women, but the devil also listens to Dr. Love Persaud. Listens to me too. And the devil is going to take this idea and sell it to Norton. So the next thing you hear on Norton's platform, close to the elections, he'll be telling people free health care. So President Ali, give free health care. Keep the hospitals open. Every hospital. If somebody took their money and invested in Guyana, you need to guarantee them that the government has their back. It will not be a risk that they can't afford to take. The government has their back. Bring the Guyanese home, the millionaire Guyanese home, from wherever they are, to invest their money in whatever sector they desire, because the government has their back. Do that. And in closing, I also hate taxes. I hate taxes. I don't think people should pay taxes. I get rid of the taxes. Yeah, payroll taxes, get rid of it. If you make 100,000, take 100,000. Get rid of the taxes. Enough of that. You do all that stuff, you don't need to be giving out grants. You stop the grants, stop the taxes, free health care, and you're good. No, that's my thing to you. Today is dedicated to you, Irfan Ali, President Ali. So what did we learn from the video? No taxes, free health care, give guns to the Indians so they can protect themselves against these thugs, open up for investors to come, give them free land with a 100-year lease to bring their manufacturing in Guyana, no taxes, make Berbice brighter, if not brighter than Georgetown, or at least on the same level. Build a bridge across Suriname and pay for it. Suriname will pay you later. Security, security, security. Security, security, security for the citizens. Now, to all the nice people who are watching, because of my schedule, because of my activities, it's not always possible for me to come live as I would want to. But your support will make it possible for a daily live, if not more, as often as possible. You send me your story, send me your concerns, and I'll deal with it. I don't answer to anyone, so I can tell you like it is. But you send your support, send me a message, find out how you can do that, and I'll tell you how to do that. Only serious people, if you seriously want to support what I do, only then you can call me and text me. I'm appreciative of your support, and thanks to all the persons who have been doing that. I'm grateful. But at the end of the day, I'm not a politician. I'm not running for office. But I'm a proud supporter of President Ali, Jagdeo, and the PPP. I'll always be a PPP. And Richard from Sky TV in America, New York. Richard from Sky TV in New York, America. The people are asking for a daily live. You see, Richard is the management firm and the agent. They're huge. That is supposed to make sure that my live comes regular. Richard, Sky TV in America. So Richard, if you're watching, people are asking for regular presentations. Make it happen. Because I'll be calling your name every show so people understand that Richard is the man. Should I call your last name too so they know? Should I say Richard what? Yes, Richard, the director, Richard. Oh, fuck it, I'll say it. Sanchara. Richard Sanchara, the director of Sky TV. People are bugging me to come live, and I'm telling them that you are the director of Sky TV, Richard Sanchara, and you can make it possible. So they have to talk to you. Okay, sir? I didn't say anything disrespectful to Richard, so don't go canceling contracts now. But thank you very much, sir, for your interest. Until next time, this is Dr. Lord Persaud saying, have a wonderful evening. Bye-bye now.